Hello YouTube. A lot of people have been asking me about how do you close out games and how do you end either from ahead or even. And today I wanted to share just that. I recently played a game of the Agrarian build with Hydra Rush into Bruiser slash Tank Kha'Zix. And in this game, as you can see, we are behind in the early game due to my solo laners being basically 7 or 8 deaths at 8 minutes, but we managed to do a comeback and end the game. So what you need to know about the game is that we're 19 minutes into the game. Gold wise, there is 400 gold lead, so basically dead even game, but we are up by 2 drakes. But we end up losing this third drake that's about to spawn, and I'll explain why we lose it and why we decide to give it. So the first thing that we see is that Kayle is on top side. So that in itself is not bad if Kayle has TP up, but from what I remember, she doesn't have it. Let's see here. If she will use it. Let's see if we can pause. Okay, so as you can see, she does not have TP. So the fact that Kayle is going top means that we will have to give the Drake, because we don't know where the enemy Wukong is, and Kayle is not providing pressure by the time that Drake spawns for anyone having to contest her. So because we don't know where Wukong is, and the fact that Kayle is not being able to pressure anything, and her playing without TP, we have to give up this Drake, which sucks because we are playing for Drakes and we would love to take this Drake, but we simply can't because we don't know where the enemy Wukong is, and Kayle is not gonna be in this fight. So essentially, if we fight, it's gonna be a 4v5 for enemy team. So they decide to start it. We still don't see the Wukong, so there's a chance that he's on top side, but I'm not willing to risk taking the fight without knowing where Wukong is. So what I end up doing instead is I put the Herald in mid, just for some pressure, because I see at least 4 people here onto the Drake. Now we see the Wukong, meaning it's a 4v5, which is what we were expecting. So we just completely give the Drake, and then we somehow get a kill onto Echo without any of us dying. Kayle is still just splitting top, which is good. We lose the Drake, but that's okay. And then now what we do is, because they're all 5 down here, that means that they just own the bot side of the map. But we just give them that, and Kayle can just push in top lane for free, and I can just push mid lane for free together with the Herald. And yeah, I'll just showcase what ends up happening. Enemy team chases. Even if they didn't chase, my 6 would probably be able to stop some recalls from safe distance. Same thing would probably go for Zed. So as you can see, I end up getting 2 towers. Kayle gets a tier 2 tower as well. I will also get the mid inhib, and there's actually only 1 person alive because we end up winning the fight, but I'll probably get the mid inhib regardless. But I actually also managed to get a Nexus tower, and Kayle gets a top inhib tower as well. So that means that even though we are behind in kills and have been throughout the entire game, now we're actually gonna be up in gold, because as we can see, from 19-minute mark is right here, where we're 300 gold ahead, into instantly 2k ahead, into 3.9, into 4.6, into, yeah, basically 7k up. So in 4 minutes, we managed to get 7k gold on enemy team. So after we now have pushed, now we obviously want to play towards the Baron, because that's the next objective that's up. We just decide to counter jungle a little bit to make sure that Maokai doesn't get to play the game basically. And then here I'm just looking for kills because I'm really strong on Kha'Zix, even though it might not look like I'm really strong, only being 2 and 2. My CS is basically 172 at 21 minutes. So yeah, I am actually very strong. I'm sitting on 2 items. So I get a pick off kill back, and then not anything too crazy. We just reset, power farm, and then we decide to start Baron. So why do we decide to start Baron here? Well, we see that our set is split pushing on bot side, and then as soon as you see the Maokai here on bot side, they don't have a smite, meaning that, well, as long as we have enough damage to finish Baron, then we can actually kill it. The problem is that I am a tank slash bruiser, so I don't have the best damage myself. And I'll most likely be the one taking it. 6 is not the best for doing damage onto Baron, but Kayle is now here, and Kayle has really good consistent DPS damage onto Baron, so we just end up securing Baron. And that is how we basically end up getting 7k gold ahead. And then a team fight breaks out, and I'm basically, yeah, almost at my power spike, right? So I basically can't die. I will basically be able to kill enemy team always. So we, yeah, take a fight, we win another fight here. And yeah, play another fight really slowly here. Just slowing down the Maokai, killing it slowly with the rest of my team. The enemy TP is behind us, I just jump out. And then, yeah, we end up eventually winning the fight after a very long time. I kill the Echo, or 6 ends up killing it. Kai'Sa dives in, I kill the Kai'Sa. Try to take top and hip, but I can't because they respawn. So then we base, and now we play towards the Drake. So the thing is, this Drake is not game changing because it's only the third one for us, but I want to play for the Drake to set up for Soul Point. And I don't actually care too much about this fight that the rest of my teammates are taking. They end up winning the fight, but I don't really care too much about the outcome. I basically just want to secure the Drake and start pushing the bot inhib, because we already have top inhib open and mid inhib open, so if we can just get that last inhib open on bot side, well, then we'll basically be able to end off the next Baron buff even without fighting the enemy team. Enemy team decides to chase me and I survive. I then base, go back to bot side because I really want to push in this bot inhib tower, right? Then we are setting up for Baron because Baron is the next objective spawning. We end up, yeah, killing Maokai and winning a fight. Secure the Baron. Take another fight, but we end up winning it because, yeah, I'm basically just unkillable at this point. And then we get an inhib. And then, yeah, the game is basically just over. So the way to do it is basically figuring out what objectives do you want to fight and which objectives do you want to give. The reason why we want to give the objective is because we can never be 5 people on it. And without having vision of all enemy 5 members, we can actually not start the objective. So instead of fighting it and contesting it, we decide to give it and we trade. Not only did we trade on top side, but we also traded on mid lane, and that was essentially what gave us the first 3000 gold lead out of the 7k that we got within 4 minutes. So I hope this video was useful for anyone who struggles to either close out games or end games from even or ahead. And yeah, if it was useful, remember to like, comment to boost the algorithm, and subscribe to not miss out on future videos. See you guys.